Yo, what is up, you guys, man? I know I've been like lacking on the videos. Been a busy ass week for me with work, but we're here. We're talking football, man. A little bit late to the show, but I thought we'd talk about the Rams versus the Carolina Panthers because I find this game so incredibly intriguing. I really do. It's crazy. If we were to look at this earlier in the year or the halfway point, how crazy would you have been to sit here and say like, oh, the Panthers have a chance against the Rams in the playoffs? People are like, nah, man, like, you're tripping. You're tripping. Sean McVay up against Carolina Panthers with Bryce Young. Well, they beat them earlier in the year 31-28. And here's the crazy part. Yo, you're not subscribed? Come on, man. Why you not subscribed? Be sure to drop a like on this video as well while you're at it. And be sure to follow me on Instagram. Drop any topic of discussion, any question in there. We can make a video on it. Even if you have a player, we can do some film review on them as well. All right, now let's get back to the video. The Los Angeles Rams on defense have not been good ever since they faced the Carolina Panthers. And nobody's talking about it. Nobody. It's driving me nuts. I look at all these teams. I look at so many things. I talk about so many different things with these teams. I have no idea why the media is not talking about the Los Angeles Rams defense. Because since they played the Carolina Panthers, they are giving up about like 28 points per game. Keep in mind, that's including them versus the Cardinals, who they played twice, last game of the season, and they played them earlier on. Last game of the season was like 20 points, however you want to take that. It's the last game of the season. And then earlier was 17. So their defense, honestly, is not playing all that good. And I'm kind of a person that like looks at like trends with teams heading into the playoffs. Like trends. It's like, is their offense playing bad? Is their defense playing bad? Are they playing good? Are they playing good on this side, right? I look at the Rams defense and I'm like, they're not playing good. And, you know, maybe them getting back Quentin Lake will make them better. But from what I've seen from the Los Angeles Rams, I'm like, hell, dude, anybody can carve up that defense. Now, like I said, Quentin Lake back in that lineup makes a massive impact. I mean, there's a reason they just give him an extension. He's a really good safety. But I'm like, dude, you look at the way the D is playing and giving up that. And keep in mind, the last time they played Carolina, Bryce Young, what do you go 15 for 20, 206, 3 TDs? Like, he was super efficient in that game. And the difference was Matthew Stafford in his turnovers, man. Like, Matthew Stafford in the turnover. Both defenses were kind of, you know, both defenses played all right, you know. I feel like Carolina's honestly played better because they picked off Stafford twice, and I'm pretty sure they got a fumble in that game if I remember right. But it was a close game, 28-31. And Matthew Stafford, when he has those weird games where he's getting a lot of incompletions, he's having a fumble or he's having a couple interceptions, that's when the Rams are most vulnerable. That's when you can like beat them. When they like are losing the turnover battle like that and things are just kind of looking weird, Sean McVay's being super conservative, he's kind of being a little bit weird, that's when you can beat them. And I look at this Carolina Panthers team and I'm like, dude, you guys got to capitalize on this moment. And when you look at the Carolina Panthers defense, they're an interesting defense, dude. They are an interesting defense because like if you look at their team, they got some guys, but they got a lot of guys that people just do not know. And the number one guy for me that I really enjoy watching play is who's their corner? JC Horn. And JC Horn, if I remember right, I don't even know, did he play in that last game? Did he play in the last game against the Rams? I'm gonna have to look that up. Fact check me in the comments if you know. But I love JC Horn. A lot of these other guys on the Mike Jackson. He's pretty solid. But a lot of these guys on the Carolina Panthers, I'm gonna be real with you, I don't know a lot of these guys. Like I look at their personnel and I see them every now and then throughout this season. I'm like, okay, yeah, see so-and-so. But like, as in big names, they don't have that. But this defense plays pretty fast. That's something that I love about the Carolina Panthers defense. They play incredibly fast. And there's a reason, like, if you just look at defensive statistical, like net passing yards per game to opposing offenses, right? Rushing yards per game, passing yards per game, scoring points per game. If you look at the Carolina Panthers defense, they are damn near about middle of the pack at everything. And that's not a bad thing. Let me tell you that right now. That's not a bad thing at all. If they were down lower around the 20s and just about everything, it's like, okay, well, this defense, they kind of give up a lot. They're super unpredictable. But I'm like, sitting at 15, I'm like, that's pretty solid defense. That's five slots out of the top 10. That's not a bad defense. You can get pretty far with the defense that's middle of the pack and just about everything. So the Carolina Panthers have that going for them, right? So I look at that. I look at the Rams defense. I look at Carolina's defense. In the Rams defense, yeah, talent-wise, they are better. People would put them better. But in the last matchup, this is what I'm talking about. And I understand it is the playoffs, and the playoffs are an entirely different beast. And the Carolina Panthers, they don't have that experience like the Los Angeles Rams have. And when people talk about playoff experience, it is a thing. Like, it is a thing for them to have playoff experience and just know how to navigate in the playoffs. Like, people that act like that's not a thing, it is a thing. But at the same time, the teams and the coaches still need to show up and play their game. That's part of it, right? But, you know, Carolina, they're going to be on the road this time. It's not going to be like, it won't be like a home game like last time. Be a little bit different, you know. Hopefully those Rams fans will be super loud, because that could have a major impact on Bryce Young. And here's the thing with Bryce Young. It's been super up and down this year with them and their offense. So the Los Angeles Rams could capitalize on that. Yeah, I love Bryce Young, and I think he needs another year. I think you have to give that dude another year. I do think that. But as solid and good that he's been at certain points this year, he has been inconsistent. And the Los Angeles Rams, they can capitalize on that. Like, this team is stacked, dude. You look at their defensive line, you look at some of their defensive backs. They got guys. They got guys that can give Bryce Young problems. I know he played a pretty clean game in the last game, but like I said, playoff football is a little bit different, and the intensity kind of picks up. Yeah, Sean McVay. So on the other side, Sean McVay, and people praise Sean McVay, as they should. He is one of the best head coaches in the league. But something that we've seen from Sean McVay this year is he's kind of gotten a little bit weird, right? Kind of gotten a little bit conservative. Now, I figure in the playoffs, he's probably going to be more aggressive, more hyper aggressive. But I just don't know. I don't know. I'm expecting good things. But at the same time, it would not shock me if the Carolina Panthers put up a pretty damn good fight in this game. Like, the passing game looks more explosive for the Rams. But at the same time, with the way the Rams defensive backs are playing right now, it wouldn't shock me if Bryce Young passed for over 240, 250 and had like 3 touchdowns. It just wouldn't shock me. But, all this really comes down to, in my opinion, is if Matthew Stafford and this offense can get hot. I don't really know if the Carolina Panthers on the road will be able to keep up with Matthew Stafford in this offense if they're getting hot. Like, if Matthew Stafford's starting to get hot from first 2 drives and he just continues that, you're going to have a problem. You know, you get Puka Nacua going, you get Davante Adams going. Davante Adams has a shit ton of playoff experience, right? That dude's gone through it. And I think he's going to be a major factor in this game. People like to talk about Puka Nacua, but I think get my dog. Lay down, buddy. Lay down. Lay down. He's like over here scratching the ground like a wolf. Natural wolf instinct. But no, dude, I do think Davante Adams is going to be a major factor. And hell, Puka Nacua is probably going to have a monster game like he always does. But I just think it's some very important key moments. I think that Davante Adams could make the difference. I really do. And I think that if they get that going, the run game will start to get their thing going. And like I said, on the other side with the Carolina Panthers, if you can get Tetero McMillan going and some of these other guys, you may have a shot. But my concern is if the Rams offense really starts to get going with what playoff experience they've had. That's what I'm concerned about. But again, if Bryce Young and them can hang, could it be a shootout? Possibly. Possibly. Because like I said, middle of the pack defense, and the defense that's ranked top 10, but has not really been playing that good. They've been playing like a bottom 5 defense for the past like 5 to 6 weeks. I don't really know what to expect. So I'm thinking the Rams are going to win this game, but Carolina coming up with the W really wouldn't shock me. Like, I think you're kind of crazy to think that the Rams are going to run away with this game, because I just don't. So I sit here and say I think the Rams are going to take it. I don't really like guessing a winner when it comes to football. That's my problem. But I think we're going to get a really good game. And one more thing to add to the Carolina Panthers. If Chuba Hubbard and Rico Dowdle get going, with the way the Rams have been playing defense, as much firepower as I say with the Rams, Kyron Williams and McCollum, dude, and McCollum, if the Panthers get going on the ground, it really could spell trouble for the Rams if they play defense like I've been watching them play defense for the past 5 to 6 weeks. I cannot over-exaggerate this enough. I am not impressed with the Rams defense. I'm just not. And I have no idea why nobody's talking about it, but it is a concern. And let's just say they get past the Panthers against other teams. I'm like, I could see them carving the hell out of that defense. But if the defense shows up, it's going to be a bad day for the Carolina Panthers. That's all I'll say. If Quentin Lake really comes back in and makes the major impact like I'm thinking he possibly could, then yeah, it's not going to be a good day for the Panthers, but we'll have to see. You guys let me know down in the comments. Be sure to drop a like, subscribe to your boy, and we'll have to see what happens tomorrow, because I'm pretty excited.